Welcome back, team. So let's see this particular part. Okay, Azure regions. Okay, and Jones. Okay, all right, team. See, if you understand our previous session, we just discussed a little bit about the multi-cloud, right? So when we refer the multi-cloud team, so what exactly the multi-cloud are referring here? So meaning that. So that could be Azure AWS or Azure AWS GCP or GCP Alibaba or whatever it is. That's called multi-cloud. So if the customer is using a more than one particular cloud, that particular concept usually we'll call as a multi-cloud. You already know what exactly the purpose of that multi-cloud. We know very well that to just want to maintain the high availability, that is one case. And the second case is sometimes the customer may not trust the vendor provider like Azure or AWS. If the customer is not really trusting them, they will set up another infrastructure in the another cloud so that they can maintain the high availability. At the same time, if something happens to that infrastructure, especially in Azure, still they can depend upon the AWS. Even in the disaster recovery case also, you can think about the same. And the third scenario is, for example, your customer base in Singapore. Your customer base is in Singapore, just assume their Azure region is there. You have another customer base which is a US West. There exactly Azure region is not there, AWS region is there. In that particular scenario also, usually the client may go for Azure and AWS. So wherever the cloud and this particular cloud providers are really available, usually they'll prefer. That is where exactly we just touched cloud availability at that particular region. Right. So here entire geography, the Azure is divided into a different number of regions. That is what the first thing we are just considering. I just gave the heads up on this particular concept in your first class itself. I'm just giving this particular thing because a few new people might be joined. So maybe for their benefit, I'm just adding this particular concept here. Okay. So especially this particular geography got divided into these different regions. Okay. The region 1. So something like that. You have the different types of regions. These are the regions exactly being divided that particular geography into. Now the point you need to understand here is the first and foremost thing, why they divided the geography into the different regions, because they want to set up their infrastructure. They want to set up their infrastructure. If they set up their infrastructure, if they set up the infrastructure nearby you, so that you can get a response very quickly. You can get the response very quickly, team. So that is the main benefit of this particular case. Okay, all right. If you consider this particular region 1, just example I'm just telling. How exactly they will keep their infrastructure, Again, likewise, they have a 60 plus regions, exactly the Azure is divided their geography. And if you go to a particular region, again, these particular regions are being divided into the zones, team. Zone. So that's the part exactly we touched earlier. I'm just repeating one more time. Just listen for a few more minutes. Okay. This is zone 1, zone 2. At least 3 zones they will maintain. 3 or more. 3 or more usually Azure will maintain. I'm just keeping these things at 3 zones. Okay. For example, if you consider a particular region like Malaysia, Singapore, or Hong Kong, usually they will divide their region into 3 parts. Zone 1 is at one corner, zone 2 is at the center, and the zone 3 is at another corner. So that they can serve the public or customer really better. That is how exactly they will keep and they will divide that particular region into. Once this particular region being divided into the different zones, I'm just keeping this one. Being divided into the different zone. Now I'm just dividing the region into different zones. That's perfectly all right. So once you are here, again, we will go a little more further. If you go further, again, the zones, out of the zones are there, zones again being divided into the data centers. So what does that mean? So in each and every zone, they are maintaining more than one data center. They have more than one data center. That is the thing exactly I'm just keeping here. You can keep this particular data center. Maybe I'm just considering a circle. So this is DC1. I'm just considering. This is DC1. And this is DC2, and another one is DC3. Okay, DC3. Okay, these are the zone being divided into the different data centers. That's the part exactly you are seeing, team. That's perfectly all right, team. So now what exactly the point you need to understand here is, when the zone has more than one data center, what exactly the data center is again consisting of. That part again you need to understand a bit here, team. Okay, let's connect this one first. Let's connect this one, then we will go further. Okay, we will go further. Just wait for a moment. Okay, all right, so fine. So the zone being divided into the DC1, DC2 and DC3. That's fine. Now again, what exactly the DC data centers consisting of? It's completely consisting of okay, your infrastructure, actual infrastructure, like servers, network, switches, each and everything. I think each and everything, racks, all these things are sitting inside this particular data center, etc. So now point what you need to understand here is, team, whatever the infrastructure you are provisioning in the cloud, that particular infrastructure will be provisioned exactly under the data center, under a specific rack. That is how exactly that one will be provisioned. The point you need to keep in your mind. So that is exactly the connection, the geography to this particular data center to the rack. This is the connection exactly you need to keep in your mind. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.